I've been able to test out the Cadillac XT4 for about a week now, and I've put a couple hundred miles on it, and I've got 5 likes and 5 dislikes coming at you right now. Now, before I start this thing off, I want you to know I have a full detailed review and test drive down below in the description if you want to check that out, where you can see all the details and other things that I don't talk about in this video. Now, starting with my dislikes, in no particular order, dislike number 1 is that we don't have radar cruise control or lane keeping system on the base model at all, and you have to pay extra for those on the other trims. In a Cadillac, a premium vehicle, that's something that I would expect. I know a lot of you don't like that or don't want to use that, but I wouldn't expect to have to pay extra for it on a vehicle like this. This one, priced at about $48,500, has a lane keeping system. It's not a lane centering system like the other mainstream vehicles have, but it doesn't have the adaptive cruise control. So Cadillac's kind of stingy with that. My dislike number 2 is that right up front, our information display is smaller than it is on a lot of mainstream models. And to me personally, it's not a big deal, but again, you're paying almost 50 grand for this vehicle and you get a 4.2 inch screen, which is pretty small compared to especially other luxury vehicles. And even the touchscreen is smaller than some other luxury vehicles as well. But you can pay extra to get an 8-inch screen in the middle on the upper trims. My dislike number 3 is that it's not as quiet as a Cadillac or a premium vehicle should be. So I did my decibel ratings on here, and there are several mainstream vehicles I've driven that are quieter than this and cheaper, to be honest with you. So this isn't a loud vehicle, and the wind noise is really contained. You've got laminated glass here, laminated glass on the windshield, but the road noise gets in pretty easily, especially at higher speeds or on rougher textures. My dislike number 4 is something that a lot of you probably won't even think about, consider about when you're buying a vehicle, but it doesn't come standard with a spare tire. Now, that's a safety feature and something that I would look for and expect. This one does have a spare tire, but it's only optional. So if you're shopping, watch out and look and check if that's something that matters to you, because it doesn't come standard with the spare tire. Dislike number 5 is something that has absolutely driven me nuts driving this, and I think some other GM vehicles do this too, but it's the fact that the brake pedal is so much closer than the accelerator is. So most time you can just move your foot from the accelerator to the brake real quick, especially in an emergency situation. But with this one, you have to lift your whole leg up in order to get up onto that brake. And sometimes you can catch your foot on the brake pedal and it gets annoying. And that anterior tib is going to get a workout, let me tell you. Now, with those dislikes aside, it's time to move on to the likes, again, in no particular order. Number 1, it's very comfortable. It's a pretty comfortable ride, but primarily these seats are very comfortable. So these front seats have a massaging function where it can kind of roll, and there's 2 settings. Roll up your back. It's almost like a little bit of a massage, nothing aggressive, but otherwise these seats are very comfortable, and I have thoroughly enjoyed my time in them. And in addition to the comfort is when you remote start the vehicle, if you have these, the heated and ventilated seats can automatically turn on to different levels to cool it off for you or heat it up for you. My next like, number 2, is that this 9-speed paired with this turbo is really responsive. Now, I've driven other GM products with a 9-speed and it just did not seem quite as responsive or nice as this, but this is very quick, very responsive, hardly noticeable with some of these gear shifts. And when you get on it, sorry, we hit some rough pavement there, but it just goes to the next gear, the next gear, the next gear real quick and seamlessly. So I love the responsive and the smoothness of this 9-speed. My like number 3, something you maybe wouldn't think about as well, but you know, a lot of times people end up stashing their phone in the front cubby storage area, or maybe in a door handle, or maybe on the passenger seat or something. But very rarely do people probably actually put it away to where they can't see it, unless maybe it's in someone's purse. But this has a special slot that your phone slides in to where you can still easily take it out, but it's out of sight, out of mind, and I think it can help to get people to not even think about their phone when they're driving like manufacturers have intended on with their connection systems like CarPlay and Android Auto. My like number 4 is that nowadays you seem to get either touchscreen or control dial in these cars, or touchpad, but this has both. It's got a touchscreen that you can use, and you can touch everywhere on the screen and use it fully functionally with that, or you can use a control dial down below right by your hand, although not necessarily the best ergonomic position because you gotta kind of bend your wrist down, but you can still control it or use a touchscreen, and I like the fact that you can use either one, and it's been pretty easy to use on the fly. My like number 5 is that this is a compact vehicle. It's really pretty small, but the legroom is very generous. So a lot of times when you get into a vehicle of this class, the exterior dimensions and the interior dimensions are pretty much, you would expect it to be small back there. But the legroom is amazing. It's like 39 something inches of rear legroom and 44 maybe in the front, so combined legroom is great. The back seat doesn't recline or move forward or backwards, but the legroom is phenomenal. So after spending a week with this Cadillac XT4, the cheapest and smallest Cadillac you can buy, those are my 5 likes and dislikes. And like I said, be sure to check out the full detailed review for all the information I don't talk about in this video. But thank you so much for watching. Subscribe down below for more videos like this, and we'll catch you next time.